Smilin' Puppy Pictures presents a 2016 Holiday Howdy. First, this commercial message from our sponsor. Never mind, there is no sponsor. Let us begin. Once upon a time. Now that sounds like a documentary. Okay, try this. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. Ugh, that sounds too indecisive. Hey, I know. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. Ugh, that sounds like a travel movie. How about 80 and... Okay, let's try this again. This is loofah farmer. That's farmer with a PH. It seemed like the time had finally come for loofah farmer to get professional help. Loofah had a history of suffering from a condition which caused her to do a remarkably poor job of staying in touch with family and friends who she loved and cherished. The condition had been getting worse for a very long time, but it had finally reached a point where she could no longer ignore it. Fortunately, Loofah's primary care physician knew of a study that seemed to be related to Loofah's condition. The study was conducted to determine as much as possible about people who really suck when it comes to staying in touch with family and friends. In this landmark study, which took place over several decades, a distinguished group of researchers tested and retested and evaluated and observed and drank a lot of caffeinated beverages, not necessarily in that order. Then, with the help of a lot of graphs and charts, they were able to demonstrate conclusively that people don't always do what they intend to do. They labeled this condition chronic random acute procrastination, or CRAP. Unfortunately, there was no known cure for CRAP. Despite this major disappointment, Loofah just couldn't let CRAP ruin her life, so she embarked on a mission to make things right with her family and friends. If she could only find a way to convey her strong sense of love and cherishment to her family and friends. One day, after seeing an ad for a new Nikon camera that, with the push of a button, could be made tiny enough to fit in one's bloodstream, an idea popped into her head. Loofah realized that every special event had a special place in her heart, and with the special Nikon camera, she could photograph all the special events inside the special places in her heart. What follows is a representation of the scenes that were photographed in her heart. Loofah hopes that someday she'll be able to email the photos to all of her family and friends, but that can't happen until the folks at Nikon make it possible to retrieve the photos from the little bitty tiny camera. First, there were tons of calendar dates, many of which contained someone's birthday. Each birthday had its own special designated area in her heart. There were also some calendar dates for various anniversaries and some for graduations, Basically, there were special designated areas in Lufa's heart for pretty much any event that should be celebrated, whether you celebrate it with fireworks or not. And it's not just the once per year or once per lifetime events that have a special place. It's all the random special events too, the things that maybe don't get as much recognition as the other events. Like the time her family member proudly reached the 10,000th level of Candy Crush. And when a friend got their very first honest-to-goodness Twitter follower. And when that same friend got in a Twitter war with their very first Twitter follower. And then when that friend had to block their very first honest-to-goodness Twitter follower. There was also the time that a friend invented a brand new, never-before-imagined yoga pose that involves grasping one's earlobe between one's big toe and index toe. That was pretty special. And Lufa certainly would never forget the recent event when her friend was finally able to perfect the perfect vegetarian prime rib recipe. There you have it. A representation of photographic evidence proving that all of the special and meaningful events relating to Lufa's family and friends have a very special place in Lufa's heart. So every time it appears that Lufa has forgotten another birthday, anniversary, graduation, bar mitzvah, etc., just know that it's directly attributable to crap.